Hey Earth Signs, what's going on everybody? It's Ann from CancerMoonsTarot and welcome in here to your remainder of March into early April 2024 tarot reading. How are you? I hope you guys are doing well. I do want to preface before we start, this will be a collective sign reading, so we're not going to do it individually. But moving forward for the official April readings, I will have you guys go out first individually, so I do want to let you guys know that I'll make sure you're prioritized, okay? Anyhow though, this will be for Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, so let's begin and see what we got going on. What do we got going on here for the Earth Signs? Moving out through the rest of March here into early April, what insight and information do we got coming on out here for you? Okay, what messages are showing up here for Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn? End of March into early April, what do we got going on? Starting out here with your overall energy, we have here the Ace of Cups, which is nice. Ace of Cups is often representative of love, and it's representative here of fulfillment. I also feel like a hint of self-care is kind of showing up here at this time, like the energy of needing to fill up your own cup before you could fill up the cup of others. So it kind of feels to me like in your situation, you're at a point in time where it's like, I need to prioritize what's going to make me happy, what's going to make me fulfilled, what's going to make me love life again, because maybe this is alluding to the fact that previously you weren't feeling super connected in your world and super happy and in love with the world you were living. So right now it feels like something has to change, and that's only going to change when I start doing what's right for me and what's best for me and what I genuinely need. So this is the overall energy that I'm feeling so far here covering this time frame. Let's take a look and see what you've been focusing on. So what's the main focus coming in here for Earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn? What is the main focus showing up here for them at this time? Let's take a look here. First card coming out is going to be the Two of Wands. I can either stay where I'm at or I can change. There is no in between. And that's a very powerful statement, right, guys? You can either stay where you are, where you're unhappy, or you can choose to change. You can either repeat the same cycles or choose to do better. At the end of the day, it's going to be entirely up to you and what you decide to do. Having a look here on how you're navigating through this focus, let's go ahead and check it out. How are Earth signs navigating through this focus here throughout the end of March into early April? We have here a 10 of Cups, beautiful. We also have here a Knight of Cups, and we have here a 9 of Cups. So if we want to have a positive transformation, a positive attitude is going to have to be adjusted, right? If we're going to want to be in a place of happiness and grace, we're going to have to be around people who project happiness and good vibes and good energy. So 10 of Cups here could be your family. Maybe some of you are saying, maybe I should spend more time with my family or spend more time around people that fulfill me and make me happy. You know, right now with the Knight of Cups showing up here too, the energy that I bring to the table is going to be incredibly important as well. So if you want to be fulfilled, you also have to bring forth like a good energy, right? If you want to have a positive friendship, you got to be a positive person. If you want to have a positive work environment, you got to come in with a positive energy. So I feel like many of you are saying, there is no in between. I can either be in this reality that I'm not fond of and not happy about, or I can choose to shift. And here comes that shift. 9 of Cups here says, I'm at a point right now where I'm looking for personal self-fulfillment. So I have to do what makes me happy in order to be happy. And if that means other people might not get what it is they want from me, it kind of is what it is, because I'm at a point where I need this Ace of Cups. So I see this being a very, very, very big topic showing up here at this time. Now let's take a look and see some of the good stuff happening here. What are some good things happening here for Earth signs throughout the remainder of March into early April? Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. What are good things coming up here for you? Hello, we got here a 7 of Wands, and we also have here an Ace of Swords. I feel like you are having the ability to see something for what it is and finally let it go. 7 of Wands is kind of like the card of like blocking a person or blocking a situation. So this is about saying, yeah, if this isn't good for me, I can kick it out, I can block it, and you know what? At the end of the day here with the Ace of Swords, I can recognize and realize that this situation isn't good for me. So maybe some of you are coming to the realization that a specific person's not so good, or specific things you've been doing or specific people you've been around are not so good as well. So I think that the reason why this is a good thing is for the longest time, you've had a hard time letting go or backing away from someone or something that's been negatively impacting you. However, you see with full clarity someone or something that is not meant for you. So you're able to let it go, and you're able to restrict yourself from having to be energetically invested. Moving forward, what other good things are happening here for our Taurians, Virgos, and Capricorns? What other good stuff is showing up? We have here a World card showing up, and we also have here a Strength card. So having the strength to officially close out a cycle. Guys, I don't know what cycle you were in. It could have been a toxic relationship. It could have been a toxic work cycle. It could have even been a toxic kind of like personal imprisonment, if some of you felt that way too. Like if you felt like you have imprisoned yourself mentally, you may finally be coming out of that cycle to where you can think with clarity and you can start to look at the bright side of things. And of course, being in some sort of mental imprisonment is never fun. So if you've personally been in that space, seeing you doing better mentally is really wonderful for me to see, and it's really wonderful for you to experience. So it took a lot of strength, is what you're saying here, but at the end of the day, I have let go of some cycle that was in my life that was definitely not impacting me on a positive level, okay? What other insight and information do we have regarding good things happening here for Earth signs? What do we have here? We have here a 3 of Wands, and we have here a 9 of Wands. Yeah, I feel like this is about you guys saying, I stopped waiting. I think a lot of you could have been in the energy of waiting for things to get better. And I mention all the time too, it's like if you're waiting for something to happen, you're going to continue to wait. Because waiting is basically stagnancy, and stagnancy can only be met with more stagnancy, right? So if we're not taking action on our dreams aren't coming true. If we're not taking action on making ourselves happy, then we're staying exactly where we are. So definitely the massive focal point we're seeing throughout the read is I'm deciding to do something about my situation. If I'm unhappy, I'm going to be happy. If I can't stand a specific person, I'm done investing in that person. If I'm unhappy with the circumstances, time for them to change. You are really locking in here and recognizing there is no in between. I can sit where I'm at, or I can do something about it. And that's powerful, because that is the truth, 100%. So I think a lot of you guys here, in terms of good things happening, it's like you're mustering up the strength here to do what you felt like you couldn't do previously. You know, you're mustering up the strength here to set aside the toxic cycles you've been invested in and to do better. And I feel here that you're having a lot of awakenings and realizations with the Ace of Swords. You know, you are seeing things in clarity, and you're seeing things clearly like that you've never seen before, if that makes sense. Like in the past, maybe you didn't see how bad a person was for you until now, or you didn't see how bad a work situation was impacting you until now. And it's like, now I can see that A, I deserve better than what I've been receiving, but B, at the end of the day too, it's not worth the investment, you know? So I think a lot of you guys are just awakening to the fact that it's time for a change. All right, let's go ahead and keep it moving forward. Is there any sort of challenge that are showing up here for Earth signs throughout the remainder of this time frame? We have here the 2 of Swords. 2 of Swords is pretty much that energy of indecisiveness and indecision. So I think that some of you could be feeling a little bit challenged with indecision. Am I making the right choices? Giving up on situations. You're not giving up though, guys. If you are, for example, walking out of a relationship, you're not giving up on the relationship. You're choosing a better relationship for yourself. Most of you are choosing a relationship with yourselves in general. But let's just say you're walking away from a job. You know, am I giving up on this job? Should I have waited longer to see if it got better? At the end of the day, guys, whether or not you would have waited to see that happen, you got to focus on the present moment. If the job isn't good, it's not good. If the relationship is unhealthy, it's unhealthy. And if this is something you're not going to stand for anymore, you have absolutely every right and reason to walk away if you so choose to. So I think that you've been a bit indecisive about it, but you have to realize waiting for things to get better doesn't mean that they will. So you kind of have to go off based upon what you're currently experiencing, if that makes sense, okay? Now, is there anything that Earth signs want to specifically avoid here throughout the remainder of this time? Are there anything that the Earth signs want to avoid throughout the remainder of this time? We have here a Page of Wands, and we also have here a 4 of Wands and a 6 of Pentacles. I do feel like as you're walking away, you're more than likely going to have people that are going to try to get you to stay. So if you're leaving a toxic relationship at this time, your partner might say to you, wait a minute, don't go. We can work through this. Things can get better. But I also feel like if you've heard that before, it's like, how many times do I have to hear that before it becomes real? Even with like a job, right? If you're walking away from a job, they're like, hold on, like things are going to get better. You know, I promise you, Earth sign, things will get better. You know, hang in here a little longer. Don't leave. And it's like, how many times have I heard that too? So you got to go based off of, once again, what you're experiencing, not what you're being promised. And it seems to me too, like these promises are just very empty, as they have never actually come to surface or come to pass. So the point here is this is the time to go based off of all you've experienced, not what people are promising you or telling you, okay? You really want to watch out and avoid that, because you don't want to get roped back into a situation where zero change will occur. You know, how many times does your person have to tell you, I'm going to treat you better and treat you better and treat you better, but they still never did, right? It's like if they wanted to, they would have, right? That's the main point here. Moving along here forward, is there anything else that earth signs want to avoid throughout the remainder of this time period? We have here the Six of Wands, the Magician, and the Two of Pentacles. Honestly, I feel like moving low-key could be within your best interest. I would try to watch out, guys, in expressing what your new plans are in terms of your own personal fulfillment. One of my favorite terms I've heard before is not everybody wants to hear your good news, and not everybody wants to see you happy, and that's just the truth. So I feel like moving low-key right now in your endeavors, in your success, in what you have planned for yourself could be really beneficial, because you don't want somebody coming in here, Two of Pentacles, and trying to knock you off course, okay? So I would say be mindful of just moving low-key here. You are focusing right now on filling up your own cup, and that's all you need to do. You don't need to let anybody else know what you got going on, all right? You can tell your inner circle of the people you trust, but if you want to move low-key, don't hesitate to do so, okay, guys? All right, everybody, let's go ahead and keep it moving forward. Well, actually, let's see if there's anything else. Is there anything else here that earth signs may want to avoid? Let's do one more spread. Anything else they potentially may need to avoid here at this time? Ten of Swords showing up, and we also have here an Ace of Wands. Okay, so this is an interesting combination because the Ten of Swords represents endings and the Ace of Wands represents new beginnings. This, to me, feels like the energy of starting over. I feel like you may have people who are going to ask you to start over and start fresh, pretty much what was talked about here previously. So once again, I feel like you can't trust people's promises if the promises have never come to pass. It's hard to trust somebody if they've been all talk but no show, if they've been all bark but no bite. So really be careful here in this area, because I think that if you give it one more chance, it's going to be the same thing all over again. And if it's always been the same thing all over again, then I think it's a definite indicator to go based off what you've experienced with a person or a situation rather than to give it another chance after chance after chance. Okay, guys? So far, it's a pretty interesting reading. There's a lot of common reoccurring themes I want to mention first and foremost. The biggest theme here says, if I want to change something, I have to. There's no in between. I'm either going to stay where I'm at or I'm going to grow and do something better and do something different. Another common theme showing up here too is like, people who I feel are trying to keep you trapped. It's like they will give you this, oh, you know, earth sign, I'm going to do better, I'm going to be better, but then they never do. Like, people have to be actions speaking louder than words rather than just trusting the words that people say. And based upon your entire experience, if nothing's ever changed, why would it change this time, right? So I feel like it's about not constantly going in that cycle of forgive, forget, let's try this again. It's about saying, I'm going to pay attention to what I've seen and make my decisions based off that. Okay? All right, everybody. Moving along here forward, let's see what we have here for earth signs when it comes to career throughout the remainder of this time. Is there anything showing up in career for Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn? Anything they need to be made aware about? We have here a Temperance card. That's good. We also have a Lovers, and we have here the Tower. Okay. Word to the wise, if you're in a workplace romance, be careful, because that workplace romance can potentially end up getting blown out of proportion. Okay. So if you are moving really low key with a lover at work, I wouldn't be telling coworkers about that loverness. All right. I would keep that to yourself. Regardless, though, despite talking about love, I do think for some of you here, you might be starting to recognize that you're breaking away from your career for the love of something else. So I think for earth signs, you're starting to find a passion for something new career-wise, and this can be kind of like a moment where you're leading up to leaving behind your current career to delve and dive into another one. So I just want to say word to the wise for earth signs, don't be surprised if you jump into some brand new career, because it seems to me like wherever you're at currently just isn't suitable for you anymore. So I do feel like career changes can be expected, and we may even see that officially in the April readings as well. I have been picking that up specifically for Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, especially in like the daily readings and stuff. So I do think career changes can definitely be applicable coming into the month of April. Anyhow, though, moving along here forward, how are you guys doing on the financial aspect? What's going on financially here for you guys? Throughout the remainder of this time, we have here the Ten of Pentacles, ooh la la, and we have here the Knight of Swords. There could be some sort of quick money coming in or fast money coming in. If anybody has owed you money, you are getting debt. If anybody has any sort of debt right, or is indebted to you. You could be having money coming through, Taurus. But essentially, though, 10 of Pentacles is good. There could be money coming through from family, through whatever that may be. If a house is getting sold, you might be getting a portion of the home, something of that nature. But I do feel like financially, you're quite comfortable here. Just be a little bit mindful with the Knight of Swords. Try not to, if you have a good amount of money right now, try not to burn through that as fast as possible. Make sure you are taking your time. Make sure you are setting aside as much money as possible for emergencies. Like an emergency fund would be a really good option if you have a lot of money coming in. Random word to the wise, you might win on like a scratch off. It's not going to be like $1 million or anything like that, but one of you guys that are watching might win like $1,000 off a scratch off. Now, I'm not saying and enabling gambling and telling you guys to go do that, but I'm just saying one of you guys watching might hit like $1,000 off a scratch off or something. So if that's the case, that feels good, right? Getting that kind of fast money. I would definitely say though, set it aside rather than spend it, okay? Financially, though, you guys are looking pretty good. I just want to mention with the Knight of Swords, try not to be too impulsive with your money. It can lead you into a spot that you might not be super happy with, okay? For finances, too, we do have the Star card coming out. Star card is the card of alignment. So if you have been trying to hit certain financial goals, this is saying you can be aligning to those financial goals here at this time. So if you've been wanting to hit a certain amount of money in your savings account by X amount of time, you might be hitting it. If you've been wanting to purchase a car, a home, this may be the time where it all kind of aligns for you because you've been working so hard on these financial goals. So I do see financial goals actually coming to a completion, which is really great. And congratulations, guys. Financial goals are huge. They're not incredibly easy to hit, but when you work so hard for what you want, it feels very, very rewarding. So it does look like a rewarding time here, guys. The people who work hard end up getting a good payoff here, okay? All right, guys, I like that a lot here, Earth signs. It looks pretty damn good. Let's hop on into love. What do we got here for Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, the single ones? What's going on for the single Earth signs throughout the remainder of this time period? Anything showing up for them? We have here a 4 of Pentacles and a 7 of Cups. I feel like you're kind of withdrawing right now from options and opportunities in love if you are a single Earth sign. What are single Earth signs focused on then instead? We have here the 8 of Wands. We have here the 10 of Wands. I feel like you're focusing right now on saying, I got my whole life to change, and right now adding a relationship on top of it might not make life any easier, which is totally understandable. I think that when you're focusing on changing yourself and transforming your life, it's really easy to do, or much more easier. It's not easy to do, but it's easier to do being single rather than being in a romantic relationship, right? So if you're single, it's like, this is my time to do me. I want to keep on doing me until I'm happy with myself and satisfied with myself, and then maybe I'll dabble into romance and love and all things of that nature. So I feel like this is about you guys staying single by choice. Looking at the coupled Earth signs, what's going on here for the coupled Earth signs throughout the remainder here, end of March, early April? We have here the Knight of Wands, we have here the Empress, and we also have here a 5 of Pentacles paired with a Death card. So I just want to say this. Knight of Wands to the Empress card could be representative of maybe you and your person have felt like you're going back and forth between growth and then kind of balancing out and being stagnant. I'm picking up on an energy for Earth signs where it's like you feel like your partner, we take a step forward, then we kind of plateau a little bit, then we take another step forward. So I feel like what's happening here is that you guys are coming to the realization of how we can take away the plateaus and start introducing more peaks. I feel like you and your person are figuring out how to grow with each other rather than stagnatizing with each other, okay? So this is about having to change things up in the relationship. What do one another want? What can we prioritize in our relationship so both of us feel more happy and both of us feel more growth? So I feel like a conversation is coming in pretty much about what's missing in order to take this relationship to the next level. So a healthy conversation definitely seems to be happening. A healthy conversation definitely seems to be happening here between you and your romantic partner. And that guy, and guys, that's going to set you up in a good space, I feel. Okay. So if you feel like you've kind of just been taking one step forward, one step backward for a little while with your person, you guys are having a healthy conversation on how you can keep on elevating your relationship, but at the same time, still finding fulfillment within your individual selves and fulfillment with each other. forward. So that's good. Healthy conversations are always great. So that seems like a good step in the right direction here. All right. All right, though, guys, with that being said, we're going to hop on into the overall outcome here for all of my Earth sign peeps. So what's going to be the overall outcome here for Earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn throughout the remainder here of March into early April? And what do we have? We have here the Page of Cups. All I've ever had to do was just take a chance. Page of Cups is all about putting in the offer, you know, taking that action, and honestly behind it, right? What kind of action are you taking? You're taking an action with love and positivity. So this was about doing what you can to give something a chance and give something a try. You know, you would have stood here, right? Two of Wands. You would have stood stuck if you never decided to see what was on the other side, right? So if you're unhappy with your circumstances and you never took a chance to get out, then you're always going to be in those circumstances. So essentially here with that Page of Cups, I lost it. It's somewhere on the table, but at the end of the day, essentially what that Page of Cups is saying is I'm so glad that I just decided to take one step out of my comfort zone and to give a new beginning for myself a chance, because it genuinely is paying off for the Earth signs here, moving throughout the remainder of this time. So Earth signs, you guys look pretty damn good. I want to thank you so much for watching. If you ended up watching, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I know, like I said earlier, guys, it's not the individual readings. I ran super late with these readings. I got a lot going on that I'm eventually going to discuss with everybody, but at the end of the day, I still wanted to get a video out for you either way, so hopefully it's still appreciated, okay? I love you guys. Shout out to my Taurians, Virgos, and Capricorns. Once again, you will be prioritized individually for April, so I'll make sure to get to your signs first. I love you. Have a great remainder of this time, and I will see you all in the next video. Much love, and have yourselves a good one. Peace.